People deluded, I'm back again. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I was just about to shut my laptop down for the day and be quiet with all the content, but as you've seen, it's the transfer window. There's many twists and turns and things. Now, William Saliba has officially completed, the worst kept secret. He has joined Marseille on a season-long loan. He joins his technically current fellow Arsenal teammate and definitely for a season Marseille teammate Matteo Guendouzi, whose younger brother is also at Marseille. Congratulations to Saliba. I always say minutes are currency. If you can play 20 to 30 plus games, get some experience in the Europa League, show a manager with a pedigree like Sao Paulo you deserve to start, represent a massive club like Marseille. It's all great. Of course, I would have loved him to stay at the club, but at the end of the day, minutes are currency. If he's not in the plans, I've spoken about it. You can just type in Deluded Goon and see my extended thoughts. If he's not in Arteta's plans, he needs to get game time. We cannot afford or could not afford to happen what happened last year. So I'll give the club credit where due. We've sorted his future out early. He does his pre-season. In hindsight, this is probably why he didn't go to the Olympics and obviously why he's not currently in Scotland with the first team. I do hope there's been some clarity reached between Saliba and Arsenal and his agent, where they see him. Well, clearly they don't see him as someone able to contribute for the Prem this year. Hopefully next season, because this is his third season out on loan, or his third French club out on loan since signing for Arsenal. Someone that was described as the Mbappe of centre-halves. You see, I'm not saying he isn't, but you see the problem with these sort of things, because then people start becoming a bit bewildered. They fail to understand. My man is 20. There's a lot of tough lessons, and there's still going to be a lot of unanswered questions. At the end of the day, you can't begrudge going and playing European football. But some people would say, you know what, you've not adjusted to life in England. You've not, despite the fact he spent at least 6 months or so here, he could have been playing in the Prem. Newcastle, Brighton, who defensively had a great record, the big club in Newcastle, Southampton under Hasselhoff. These could have been great opportunities for him. I don't know why Marseille was picked. I'm not as fussed about him going back to France as anyone else, because there's something to be said in playing for your home and being in your homeland and things like that. And also Europa League football, something that isn't at Arsenal. He's learning under someone else like Sao Paulo, and they've actually signed another centre half. So I don't know if the plans to pair them together, but he's gonna have to fight. He's Saliba, the Rolls Royce of centre halves. All of these things, it doesn't matter to Sao Paulo, because on paper you're not there permanently. Can you help him get 3 points on a match day is all he cares about. So we're going to see it, and we're going to watch him closely. Obviously, I would love it to be a movie and that he goes to the 2022 World Cup, but obviously he needs to just prove he's the best, one of the best centre-halves in France right now. Go and get your confidence and things like that and do your thing. For what it's worth, though, away from my 2 pence, people, you can see officially on Arsenal.com, if my screen will share, yeah, it has. William Saliba has joined Liga side Marseille on loan for the 2021-22 season. As you know, last season he spent 6 months on loan with Nice, and he made 22 appearances. They finished 9th, and that, obviously he was been at Saint Etienne, so he's got a couple of building blocks on the loan spell. And I think I've read this before. I think it's quite interesting, this part specifically. Together with William, we have decided it would be good for his continued development to spend another season on loan. William joined us as an 18-year-old. And he's still only 20, will probably be 21 when he returns. So he's developing all the time. If he's not going to play here and you show me a development plan, I'm all for it, right, really and truly. And obviously, I do want to see a place made for him next season, provided he meets the club halfway, develops in things. I don't know if it's Holding, if it's Marie, if it's Chambers, but, I'd imagine Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White, assuming he signs, they are 3 primary centre-halves. So I do, provided he does what he needs to do, and you've told him what he needs to develop on, why these guys are ahead of him, and he meets you halfway and complicates things, then I'm all for it. Hopefully we sort out his contract, because he's going to have a 1 or 2 years left on his deal, which is going to complicate things next summer. And I think it would be a good confidence boost. I think any other Premier League club, he probably signs a new deal and then heads out on loan. But yeah, he's developing all the time. They're not wrong. William is a player with strong natural ability, and next season has the potential to be really beneficial for him at Marseille, a good club. To play another season in Liga will be very important for his development. We will, of course, be keeping close contact with William during the season and wish him all the best in France with Marseille. And obviously everyone at Arsenal wishes in that. Now, I don't want to read too much into it, folks, but there's nothing with Arteta there. I'm sure Arteta will be asked in the press conference and will speak about it, but, there's nothing with the gaffer there. And, you hear Saliba gets a lack of clarity from the manager, and he hasn't really been told what to improve. That's what a lot of French things were saying. So you can see why someone would be disillusioned, you know, doing his thing in Saint Etienne, having the pick of clubs with Europe. He's picked Arsenal for the French ties, and he's been moved from pillar to post, and it's been quite reactive. Obviously, there's a lot of info coming out that we haven't always been fair to Arsenal, but I think it's quite, you know, a bit shaky that you don't see anything from Arteta there. Maybe I'm reading too much into things, and I'm not saying there should be a witch hunt. He's been officially announced on the website, as you lot can see here. You know, he's cut his hair, so it means business is a straight level one thing. The Google Translator said the Saliba is loaned to Marseille for the 2021-20 season. Marseille have reached an agreement with Arsenal for the 20-year-old centre-half Saliba. After the success of his medical examination, Williams signed up with the Olympic club for a one-year loan. They've made a number of signings. They've signed Gerson, De La Fuente. You know, Gerson was a Brazilian player that came upon the scene. I'm sure he was at Roma, went off the ball a bit doing his thing. This is an American international with a lot of pedigree that's come from Barcelona. Bellardi is a defender that was there already. You know, I didn't even know they got Senji Zunda. They've signed Guendouzi, and this is the centre-half I'm talking about, people. Luis Perez, and they've obviously got Paul Torres. He's their 8th recruit, so clearly he's going into a team of transition. I'm sure they want to qualify for Europe again. I'm sure they want to go as far as they can in the Europa League. Obviously, I hope they can win it. So yeah, man, he's done what he's needed to do. We got to remember, he was signed for Arsenal after only 19 games, so he is inexperienced. The problem, I think, has been the lack of clarity to the fans in what's going on with his development and what we hear with him. So unlike last season, he's out on loan very quickly. We've sorted out the loan. In theory, this is probably the best fit. You know, for whatever reason we've picked Marseille, I would have preferred a Prem club, but there's got to have been a bunch of reasons or a singular reason, and there is a bit of young players around there, so he is joining a good camp. Hopefully he can do his thing, people. Yeah, so he can build upon the appearances he made for Saint Etienne, you know, the 22 appearances he made for Nice last year, still without an Arsenal debut. We know he's been called up to France, to the France national team. We know he's got a bit of ingredients to be a good centre-half. It's just about growing them now. We know he's got good technical abilities, and hopefully next season we get a more confident player, a player that's stronger to challenge for a first-team spot, and I really hope he's given a fair crack at it, because he'll still be only 2021, where he won't be, even after this loan spell at Nice, he's not going to be the finished article. We just need him to get that much closer to being that, to polishing some of the rough patches, to keep showing his confidence and consistency, and he'll get the rest, people. Because obviously for me, off the ball he's got to improve, and it's just about finding balance, when to play it simple, when to try the expansive passes, when to bring it out from the back. These are things you'd expect any 20-year-old to be. Sweet, you know, it was more so seen at Nice, and they had a naive bunch of players. I don't think Sao Paulo would do it, but there was a lot of times him and his teammates at the time were switching off at set pieces, like Saliba specifically. At times he'd watch the ball, not necessarily the man. I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to watch both. I'm not saying there's a problem with these things. I'm just painting a picture. He's a young player, so hopefully he gets a chance. Hopefully he develops. Hopefully it's a good loan spell for him, and he follows on building on the foundation and putting more building blocks to go with his loan spell at Saint Etienne and obviously Nice. And you know me, I'll be doing content, watching him as much as I can, giving you lot where I feel he's at and things. Not just him, everyone I can. Quite happy that him and Guendouzi are at the same club, because it makes it easier for me to do my loan reports next season, because they're at the same home. So yeah, people, there isn't actually anything more to say. Good luck to Saliba, wishing you all the best. Bit concerned Arteta hasn't said anything, but yeah, man, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Good luck to Guendouzi and obviously William Saliba. We'll be rooting for you, and I'll be watching him from afar. And while I'm no expert, I'll be offering my opinions on his development and what he's doing. On that note, though, I'm going to love and leave you lot, people. It's been a pleasure speaking, but all good things got to come to an end. Please make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe. Please make sure you type in Deluded Gooner on Twitch and you're supporting the movement. Subscribe to me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. We're going to get some serious business going on Twitch. I've got 400 odd followers. I've got 38,000 on YouTube. There's a mismatch there, so support the thing, people. And like I said, I'm moving content over there. But on that note, people, DG, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your evening at the time over here in the UK, man, and check out the other content.